just what India wanted. There were a few hiccups, there were a few nervous moments, but they've gotten home and gone past their finish line.
Looked at as a whole, it was actually a pretty easy run chase. And it is games like these that test your character because you're thrown into the cauldron. This time, India versus Pakistan, because of all that's happened around the game, there was so much more pressure, so much more tension. We forget that these are actually very young men who all they know is to play cricket. And I thought there were two young men who stood up today and said, I'm happy to belong in this atmosphere. One of them, we've already seen a lot of him. We're going to see a lot of him in the years to come, and that's Abhishek Sharma. It just seemed like he belonged, and to play fearlessly in these situations is what tests you, because sometimes, I mean, you and me and Kartik, we've all been tense in life. You tend to go safe. And I was very, very impressed with the way Tilak Varma finished it. There's a little bit of question mark on whether he can play in the middle against spin, but I thought he showed extraordinary attitude. So to me, in the run chase, Abhishek Sharma and Tilak Varma showed great skill, but overall, you could see the difference between the two sides. When it came to the crunch, there was one side that was standing there, one side just had more skill, one side had more depth in it. And I hope we stop saying this is a battle for the ages. It's not. It's 7-0 now at the moment. If Pakistan win, it's an upset. If India win, they've had a bad day. If India lose, they've had a bad day.
Like Harsha is saying, 7-0, it really doesn't become this rivalry that we have spoken about for so many years to come. It's very dominant one side.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, just think of the start of the game. If the catches had been held and if India had not had that kind of a fielding day, this game would have looked very different. Very, very different, because in spite of all the bluster, you look at what Saibzada Farhan had. It was not as if he was scoring at 170. And also what happened around him post that. India got a grip on things, and 91 at the halfway stage, and to only get 80 more. And then the way the opener started, if it had not been for a little bit of an ankle or a whatever hamstring issue, and then Shubman Gill getting out, I think this game looked like it would be over by the 14th, 15th over mark. So definitely, we said this in the preview show, that when you compare man to man and player to player, team to team, India is a far superior side. So it was a bit disappointing to see them feel like that, having set high standards. And just think of a few years ago when many of the pundits around the world were saying that India's fielding team might be one of the best in the world. So when you look at all of that, I know there are a few who might have to be hidden somewhere, but in spite of that, there's some wonderful fielders. They take a lot of pride in their fielding. So that is what was upsetting. Yes, anybody as a bowler can have a bad day.
Yes.
But to drop straightforward catches and allow the opposition to have a bit of a bite and a bark, I think that was a bit upsetting. But good that those two openers put everything aside, because they were both of them dropped a couple of catches. Oh, sorry, 1 and 3. 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
1 and 2. 1 and 2 for them to park it aside and come and give that sort of a rip-roaring start was outstanding. And as Harsha said, when you look at it, it was a facile win.